Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't, it isn't right, don't, it isn't nice. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't walk on the grass, don't disturb the peace, don't skate on the ice. Well, I say do, I say walk on the grass it was meant to feel, I say tilt to the windmill, and if you fail, you fail. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't, get out of line. When they say that, then, lady, that's a sign. 9 times out of 10, lady, you are doing just fine. Make just a ripple, come on, be brave. This time a ripple, next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to fall, but it's better than not starting at all. Everybody says no, everybody says stop, everybody says mustn't rock the boat, mustn't touch a thing. Everybody says don't, everybody says wait, everybody says can't fight City Hall, can't upset the cart, can't laugh at the king. Well, I say try, I say laugh at the king so they'll make you cry, lose your poise, fall if you have to, but lady, make a noise. Everybody says don't, everybody says can't, everybody says wait around for miracles. That's the way the world is made. I insist on miracles. If you do them, miracles, nothing to them. I say don't be afraid. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I bet anything most of you know that song was written by Stephen Sondheim. It's from one of his earlier shows, Anyone Can Whistle. Let me tell you a little bit about our program this evening. First of all, Stephen had his 70th birthday a couple of years ago, and as you can imagine, there were all sorts of events honoring him around the country, as you can imagine. There was a big one in Washington, D.C., at the Library of Congress. And you would expect that on a night like this, all of the music would be by Stephen Sondheim. But it was his idea to have a large part of the program devoted to songs he wishes he had written. So that's what we're going to do. A lot of songs that Stephen wishes he had written, a lot of the ones we are mighty glad he did. Another of the things that happened during that time is a long interview that Frank Rich did with Stephen for the New York Times Sunday magazine section. And in this interview, Stephen had a few negative things to say about the state of our American musical theater. Things like it'll never be the same again, stuff like that. So I suppose, picking up on some of his negative remarks, the editor decided to put on the cover of the magazine section a photograph of Stephen that was one of the worst photographs of any human being you've ever seen in your life. He tells me there's an organization called Music Theater International, and somebody who works there put this photograph up on their bulletin board and wrote underneath, "Will compose for food." He said that took a little of the sting out of it. I tried to find a photograph they did of me about 5 or 6 years ago, I was going to send to him. I figured that'd take the sting out of anything. It was part of an article on the so-called demise of the American popular song. The guy represented death. A friend of mine said I looked like soprano roadkill. I'm laughing. That wasn't so funny then, I'm telling you. It was this whole full-page color photograph. Now, usually when you get something like that, all your friends call and say, oh, Barbara, the magazine section, the thing, the times, the fig, the blah, the blah, the blah. Not a word. Not a soul. Some time ago, Mr. Harper over here and I were once again trying to find an idea to wrap our songs around, and we didn't have a lot of time to put it together, so I said, let's try to find an idea that will allow me to sing songs I'm kind of familiar with. So we were batting our heads against the wall trying to figure out what we're going to do. And I said, wait a minute, wait. Why don't we do songs from shows I wish I had been in? Well, you got to start somewhere, right? So we got all this material out, and we worked on it for 10 or 15 minutes. And then Wally said, wait, you remember that interview in the Times, Frank Rich and Stephen, he says, in that interview, Stephen listed 50 songs he wishes he'd written. So why don't we take some of those? We'll take some of Stephen's songs. So we have Mr. Harper to thank for this evening. When we finally got our program together, we were quite surprised to find that the first 4 songs were all by Harold Arlen. Now, it's certainly no surprise that Stephen would be a fan of Harold Arlen, but beyond that, I think his work has been informed by that of Arlen. I think he's said as much from time to time. So perhaps you'll notice that as we go on down the line a little bit. This first song is, of course, Arlen, with words by Yip Harburg. Surely nobody ever played around with words quite the way Yipper did. When your world goes to pieces overnight, something's wrong, very wrong. When you don't know your left shoe from your right, something's wrong, very wrong. When the clock sips tea and your head strikes 3 and you feel you're in a Walter Disney dream, something's wrong with this entire scheme. 'Cause buds won't bud, breeze won't breeze, and dew won't dew. 1 and 1 ain't even 2 when the one you love won't love you. Buds won't bud, chicks won't chick, and nicks won't knack. Blue is white and white is black when the one you love won't love back. On account, there's no accounting when you can't have the one you like. All your troubles keep on mounting, and the world is on a sit-down strike. 'Cause buds won't bud, breeze won't breeze, and dew won't dew. 1 and 1 makes 32 when the one you love won't love you. Buds won't bud, breeze won't breeze, and crow won't crow. Eeny, meenies, minus mo when the one you love says hi-ho. Buds won't bud, notes won't note, and knots won't knot. T's won't cross and I's won't dot when the hope you hope goes to pot. On account, there's no accounting. Ever since you bought out, all my moods won't mood, and my food won't food, and my ties won't tie, and my tears won't dry. And I make things worse, my heart is beating in reverse. 'Cause a buds won't one you love, when the one you love won't love you. This is a rather unusual ballad, this time with words by Johnny Mercer. Lights are bright, pianos making music all the night, and they pour champagne just like it was rain. It's a sight to see, but I wonder what became of me. Crowds go by, that merry-making laughter in their eyes, and the laughter's fine, but I wonder what became of mine. Life's sweet as honey, and yet it's funny. I get a feeling that I can't analyze. It's like, well, maybe like when a baby sees a bubble burst before its eyes. Oh, I've had my fling. I've been around and seen most everything, but I can't be gay for a long way. Something went astray, and I can't explain. It's the same champagne, it's a sight to see, but I wonder what became of me. This next song is one that Arlen wrote again with Yip Harburg. It's from a show they wrote called Bloomer Girl. I did a TV version of Bloomer Girl about 82 years ago. Not too long ago, some well-meaning person sent me a video of it. There I was with my Shirley Temple curls. I don't know where he found that thing. I think I got to do some kind of search and destroy mission. But Bloomer Girl was a delightful show, and what a good score. Mighty good score. What makes the gopher leave his hole, trembling with fear and fright? Maybe the gopher's got a soul, wanting to see the light. That's it. Oh yeah, that's it. The scripture has it writ. Bet your life, that's it. Nobody like home, nobody body like chain. Don't the good Lord all around you make it plain? River, it like to flow. Eagle, it like to fly. Eagle, it like to feel its wings against the sky. Possum, it like to run. Ivy, it like to climb. Bird in the tree and bumblebee want freedom in autumn or summertime. Ever since the day when the world was an onion, 'twas natural for the spirit to soar and play the way the Lord wanted it, free as the sun is free. That's how it's gotta be. Whatever is right for bumblebee and river and eagle is right for me. Ever since the day when the world was an onion, 'twas natural for the spirit to soar and play the way the Lord wanted it, free as the sun is free. That's how it's gotta be. Whatever is right for bumblebee and river and eagle is right for me. We gotta be free, the eagle and me. We gotta be free. This is a song that Arlen wrote once again with Johnny Mercer. It's from a show they wrote in the 40s, a show called St. Louis Woman. I'm quite sure this song must have seemed very unusual in the 40s. It's still an unusual song, not in any way your AA, BA formula kind of thing. I think it's unusual for a book song. What I think it's a little art song. And that, of course, is the kind of thing that Stephen does so brilliantly. Harold Arlen, Johnny Mercer. I had myself a true love, who was something to see. I had myself a true love, at least that's what I kept on telling me. First thing in the morning, I still try to think up a way to be with him some part of the evening. And that's the way I live through the day. I had myself a true love, but now he's gone and left me for good. The Lord knows I done heard those backyard whispers going round the neighborhood. There may be a lot of things I miss, a lot of things I don't know, but I do know this. Now I ain't got no love, and once upon a time I had a true love. In the evening, in the doorway while I stand there and wait for his coming, with the house swept and the clothes hung and the pot on the stove there a-humming. Where is he when I watch the rising moon with that gal in that damn old saloon? No, that ain't the way that it used to be. No, and everybody keeps telling me there may be a lot of things I miss, a lot of things I don't know, but I do know this. No, I ain't got no love, but once upon a time I had a true love. I had a true Another 100 people just got off of the train and came up through the ground, while another 100 people just got off of the bus and are looking around at another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us who got off of the train and the plane and the bus. Maybe yesterday, so many people in the world, and what can they do? They'll never know love like my love for you. So many people laugh at what they don't know. Well, that's their concern. If just a few, say 500,000 or so, could see us, they'd learn. So many people in the world don't know what they've missed. They'll never believe such joy could exist. And if they tell us it's a thing we'll outgrow, they're jealous as they can be, that with so many people in the world, you love me. lovely song is one that Stephen wrote when he was 21. He wrote that song for his first show, a show called Saturday Night. And still, there are a few people who say Stephen Sondheim can't write melody. Don't know about that. This song is again by Stephen Sondheim from his show Follies. Life is slow, but it seems exciting, 'cause Buddy's there. Gourmet cooking and letter writing, and knowing Buddy's there. Every morning, don't faint, I tend the flowers. Can you believe it? Every weekend I paint for umpteen hours. And yes, I miss a lot, living like a shut-in. No, I haven't got cooks and cars and diamonds. Yes, my clothes are not Paris fashions, but in Buddy's eyes, I'm young, I'm beautiful. In Buddy's eyes, I don't get older. So life is ducky and time goes flying, and I'm so lucky I feel like crying. And in Buddy's eyes, I'm young, I'm beautiful. In Buddy's eyes, I can't get older. I'm still the princess, still the prize. In Buddy's eyes, I'm young, I'm beautiful. In Buddy's arms, on Buddy's shoulder, I won't get older. Nothing dies, and all I ever dreamed I'd be, the best I ever thought of me, is every minute there to see. In Buddy's eyes. This next favorite of Stephen's is one that would surely be on any favorites list of mine. A song I've loved for a very long time. I saw this show when I first came to New York in 1948. Irving Berlin from his show Annie Get Your Gun. Don't ask me just how it happened. I wish I knew. I can't believe that it's happened, and still it's true. I got lost in his arms, and I had to stay. It was dark in his arms, and I lost my way. From the dark came a voice, and it seemed to say, there you go, there you go. How I felt as I fell, I just can't recall. but his arms held me fast, and it broke the fall. And I said to my heart, as it foolishly kept jumping all around, I got lost, but look what I found. How I felt as I fell, I just can't recall, but his arms held me fast, and it broke the fall. And I said to my heart, as it foolishly kept jumping all around, I got lost, but look what I wonderful theatrical experience in New York last summer. I'm sure many of you know that Annie Get Your Gun was a big hit for several seasons in New York. Bernadette Peters got the Tony Award. The show got all kinds of awards. And then in January of last year, a new person came into the show, and I started getting phone calls and emails from friends saying, you got to see this show again. You got to go back. You got to see this new person. You just got to go. You got to. You know what I mean? Well, you know how sometimes, no matter what anybody says, you just keep dragging your feet. You think, I don't know if I want to see that thing. You know what I mean? Well, now don't be mad at me. I have to admit, one of the reasons I didn't want to go, is because this person is a country singer. Little twang goes a long way with me. Well, I finally got myself there at her next to the last performance, and thank goodness I know the producers, so I was able to see the last one as well. If I'd gone earlier, I would have seen her 10 or 12 times, I bet you anything. One of the best 5 or 6 musical theater performances I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about Reba McEntire. Man. Well, of course, we all know what a wonderful voice she has, and I know now that she's done some acting in films. But that's one thing. It is quite another thing to stand on stage for the first time in your life and pull a character together. She had never, ever done that before, and it was just the most miraculous performance. She's absolutely born to do theater, which is really why I'm talking about all this. Now, I can't believe that she won't be doing theater again. I'm sure she's off somewhere making millions. I hope she is, in television and concerts and heaven knows what. But I can't believe she's going to be able forever to do without all that love that was coming toward her over those footlights. So I bet you anything, one of these days you're going to see Reba McEntire advertised in a musical theater piece, and if you do, don't be like me, go immediately. You promise? Okay. So, figured I'd do one of Reba's numbers for you. Haven't got my rifle with me. Haven't even got my buckskins. What the hell? Oh, my mother was frightened by a shotgun, they say. That's why I'm such a wonderful shot. I'd be out in the cactus and I'd practice all day. And now tell me, what have I got? I'm quick on the trigger with targets not much bigger than a pinpoint. I'm number 1. But my score with a fella is lower than a cellar. Oh, you can't get a man with a gun. When I'm with a pistol, I sparkle like a crystal. Yes, I shine like the morning sun. But I lose all my luster when with the Bronco Buster. Oh, you can't get can't get a man with a gun. If I went to battle with someone's herd of cattle, you'd have steak when the job was done. But if I shot the herder, they'd holler bloody murder, and you can't get a hug from a mug with a slug. Oh, you can't get a man with a gun. The gals with umbrellas are always out with fellers in the rain or the blazing sun. But a man never trifles with gals who carry rifles. Oh, you can't get a man with a gun. A Tom, Dick, or Harry will build a house for Carrie when the preacher has made them one. But he can't build you houses with buckshot in his trousers. Oh, you can't get a man with a gun. With a gun, with a gun. No, you can't get a man with a gun. A man's love is mighty. He'll even buy a nightie for a gal who he thinks is fun. But they don't buy pajamas for pistol-packing mamas. Oh, a man may be hot, but he's not when he's shot. Oh, you can't get a man with a gun. I bet you anything Stephen chose that song because it's got more jokes per square inch than any song I ever heard of. Now, you can imagine how fascinated I was by Stephen's list of 50 songs he wishes he had written. I never heard of some of them. Can't pronounce some of them. Portuguese fishing songs, things like that, I guess. But the ones that really amazed me are the songs that in your wildest dreams you would never expect that Stephen Sondheim would have wanted to write. Now, it's not because they're not wonderful songs. They're terrific songs. It's just they are so far afield from the kinds of things we expect from Stephen Sondheim. We have 3 of those for you now, and I think you just might recognize a couple of these. In old Savannah, I said, Savannah, the weather there is nice and warm, the climate's of the southern brand. But here's what I don't understand. They got a gal there, a pretty gal there, who's colder than an Arctic storm, got a heart just like a stone. Even icemen leave her alone. They call her hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. Leather is tough, Hannah's heart is tougher. She's a gal who likes to see men suffer, to tease them, to thrill them, to torture and kill them. It's her delight, they say. An evening spent with Hannah sitting on your knees, like traveling through Alaska in your BVDs. She's hard-hearted Hannah, hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. Talk about your cold, refrigerated mama's brother. She's a polar bear's pajamas, to tease him, to thrill him, to torture and kill him. It's her delight, they say. A Caught her at the seashore with a great big pan. There was Hannah throwing water on a drowning man. She's hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, GA. Way down on the levee in old Alabama, there's Daddy and Mammy and Ephraim and Sammy. It's the good ship Robert E. Lee that's come to carry the cotton away. See them shuffling along, watch them shuffling along. Go take your best gal, real pal, go down to the levee. I said to the levee, join that shuffling throng. Hear that music and song, it's simply great, mate. Waiting on the levee, waiting for the Robert E. Lee. San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger wait outside your door. San Francisco, here is your wandering one, saying I'll wander no more. Other places only make me love you best. Tell me you're the heart of all the golden West. San Francisco, open your golden gate. You let no stranger wait outside your door. San Francisco, here is your wandering one, saying I'll wander no more. Other places only make me love you best. Tell me you're the heart of all the golden West. San Francisco, welcome me home again. I'm coming home to go roaming no This song has music by Cy Coleman, words by Carolyn Lee. I consider this to be my Frank Sinatra moment. When on foreign shores I am, very truly yours I am. But if inclined to play, I am. Sweetheart, that's the way I am. When in Spain, for reasons I don't explain, I remain enjoying a brew. Don't deplore my fondness for Fundador. You know how a Fundador can lead to a few. And baby, when in Rome, I do as the Romans do. If perchance I'm saying farewell to France, and romance drops in from the blue, mon cher amour, I beg of you, please endure my taking a brief detour with somebody new. It's just that when in Rome, I do as the Romans do. And though from Italy I lied to you prettily, why think of me bitterly? You know that I'm true. Except now and then in Rome, I get that old yen in Rome. And naturally, when in Rome, I do as the Romans do. If I write happily, best wishes from Napoli. Don't cable me snappily to say that we're through. 'Cause I'm once again in Rome, in somebody's den in Rome. And honey pie, then in Rome, I do as the Romans do. Disregard the signs and the omens. When in Rome, I do as the Romans, yes. In Rome, I do like the Romans do. Maybe I should call that my Shirley Bassey moment. I feel sure Stephen chose that song because the lyric is so clever. But no, I haven't talked to him about this. I have to ask him about this one day. But I bet you another reason he likes this song is because the word detour is set properly. He gets off on that kind of stuff. I've been doing this program a couple of weeks when a journalist called me and asked me if I would tell him in one sentence what I thought about Stephen's work. I said, well, can you give me a minute to think about this, please? So later that afternoon, I was wondering what I could say, and the name Picasso came into my head, and I think it's a rather apt comparison. There are very few people who would argue with the idea that Pablo Picasso was the seminal force in art in this past century. And I think the same thing is true for Stephen in the second half of the century as far as our American musical theater goes. I think there's just nobody who could have imagined the kind of journey he's taken us on, the extraordinary things he's given us. Just amazing, amazing work. He just won't play it safe, will he? Doesn't use all those, what we call in show business, all that safe stuff. We call them grabbers. He won't use grabbers. Doesn't write songs and shows about mom and dad and pop and blueberry tarts and puppy dogs and bunny rabbits, all that stuff. He won't do that. But you know, when I asked him about risk, he didn't know what I was talking about. He said, risk? I never think about risk. I just do the next thing before me. And I think that's true of great artists. They're not concerned with how their work is going to be received. They just do what they must do. And thank heaven Stephen feels that way. Some of his songs in this program I feel I could never, never tire of singing. They have such depth, such richness. These two songs are from his show, Passion. I'm so happy, I'm afraid I'll die here in your arms. What would you do if I died like this right now, here in your arms? That we ever should have met is a miracle. No, inevitable, yes, but I confess it was the look, the sadness in your eyes. That day when we glanced at each other in the park, we saw that we were both unhappy. I needed you, you needed me. How quickly need can from a glance in the park. So much happiness, so much love. I thought I knew what love was. I wish we could have met so much sooner. I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew how much I could feel. I didn't know what love was, but now I do. It's what I feel with you, the happiness I feel with you. So much happiness, happening by chance in a park. Surely this is happiness no one else has ever felt before. Just another love story, that's what they would claim. Another simple love story, aren't all of them the same? No, but this is more, we feel more. This is so much more like every other love story. Some say happiness comes and goes. Then this happiness is a kind of happiness no one really knows. I never knew what love was. I thought it was no more than a name for yearning. I thought it was what kindness became. I'm learning. I thought where there was love, there was shame. But with you, there's just happiness. Endless happiness. Endless happiness. Loving you is not a choice. It's who I am. Loving you is not a choice, and not much reason to rejoice. But it gives me purpose, gives me voice to say to the world, this is why I live. You are why I live. Loving you is why I do the things I do. Loving you is not in my control, but loving you, I have a goal for what's left of my life. I will live, and I would die for You could drive a person crazy. You could drive a person mad. First you make a person feel all hazy, so a person could be had. Then you leave a person dangling sadly outside your door, which it only makes a person gladly want you even more. I could understand a person if he said to go away. I could understand a person if he happened to be gay. But worse than that, a person that titillates a person and then leaves her flat is crazy. He's a troubled person. He's a truly crazy person himself. When a person's personality is personable, he shouldn't ought to sit like a lump. It's harder than a matador coercing a bull to try to get you off of your rump. So single and attentive and attractive a man is everything a person could wish. But turning off a person is the act of a man who likes to pull the hooks out of fish. Knock, knock, is anybody there? Knock, knock, it really isn't fair. Knock, knock, I'm working all my charms. Knock, knock, a zombie's in my arms. Oh, that sweet affection, what is wrong? Where's the loose connection? How long, oh Lord, how long? You could drive a person buggy. You could blow a person's cool. First you make a person feel all huggy while you make her feel a fool. When a person says that you upset her, that's when you're good. You impersonate a person better than a zombie should. I could understand a person if he wasn't good in bed. I could understand a person if he actually was dead. Exclusive you, elusive you. Will any person ever get the juice of you? You're crazy. You're a troubled person. You're a moving, deeply maladjusted, never to be trusted, crazy person. You're a crazy person and I'm giving you up. There's so much diversity to Stephen's work. He gives us all these acid kinds of things, and yet he's capable of such beautiful melody. I do think of all the songs he's written, this is the one that people love the most. Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Send in the clowns. keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Where are the clowns? Send in the clowns. Just when I'd stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines. No one is there. Don't you laugh, farce. My fault, I fear. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next year. There are several songs on Stephen's list that I introduced in the original productions, including the aria from Candide, Glitter and Be Gay, by Leonard Bernstein. I do not plan to sing Glitter and Be Gay this evening. I have not planned to sing Glitter and Be Gay for some evenings now. And here I am, my heart breaking, forced to glitter, forced to be gay. I think I sound like Vivian Leigh. You remember that old J. Arthur Rank film, Caesar and Cleopatra? Forced to glitter, forced to be gay for ta-ta-tita. Oh, God. Well, Stephen clearly is a great fan of Jerry Bach and Sheldon Harnick, as I certainly am. I did their show, She Loves Me, for them. There are two songs on Stephen's list from She Loves Me. The first one is one you're not likely to know, since it was cut out of town in New Haven, as I remember. As I remember, how could I forget? Hated to lose that sweet, sweet song, darling little 5/4 melody. My hat is new, my shoes are new, bum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Very sweet song. But what really got me is when they came to me and told me they were going to take away my big number of the second act. Didn't like that one bit. Of course, I understand now why they had to do it, because the words to that song were lifted directly out of the dialogue of the scene before, so obviously it didn't further the story any, but I was a little upset at the time. So Jerry and Sheldon came to me and said, not to worry, not to worry. We're writing a new song for you for that spot. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. It's going to accomplish this. It's going to accomplish that. I thought, okay, all right, well, I should have trusted them more, because the song they wrote is, I think, one of the best musical theater songs ever written. Jerry Bach and Sheldon Harnick. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together, you and I will laugh at last night someday. Ice cream, he brought me ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Imagine that, ice cream. And for the first time, we were together without a spat. Friendly, he was so friendly. That isn't like him. I'm simply stunned. Well, wonders never cease. Well, wonders never cease. It's been a most peculiar day. Well, wonders never cease. Well, wonders never cease. Oh, where was I? I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together, you and I will laugh at last night someday. I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were fat, that you were near, you were outside looking bald. Oh, dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. Last night, I was so nasty. Well, he deserved it, but even so, that George is not like this George. This is a new George that I don't know. Somehow, it all reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. For right before my eyes, a man that I despise has turned into a man I like. It's almost like a dream, and strange as it may seem, he came to offer me vanilla ice cream. I have to admit, I give that Be Natural a little more thought than I used to. Used to just kind of pop out. Now I have to think about it a little bit. A couple of years ago, it occurred to me to do a kind of visualization. You know, when you see track and field, you see the Olympics, you know, those guys that do the pole vault. You know how they look when they're getting ready to do their thing? You know, this thing they do, this look they get, you know what I mean? And those guys who do the hurdles, you know what I mean? You just know. You just know they're seeing themselves go over that bar. I figured, what the hell? It works for pole vaulters. Maybe it'll work for me. Oh, Kiri Takanawa, the opera singer, as opposed to the plumber. Kiri Takanawa is a friend of mine, so a couple of years ago it occurred to me to do this. So I go. Vanilla. Then I just get Kiri to hit the top note. You'd be surprised how much pressure it takes off. Just get Kiri Takanawa, hit all your high notes. She makes it almost every time, too. This first song is from Merrily We Roll Along. And then again, a song from Follies. Not a day goes by, not a single day, you're not somewhere a part of my life, and I need you to stay as the days go by. I keep thinking, when does it end? That it can't get much better, much longer, but it only gets better and stronger and deeper and nearer and simpler and freer and richer and clearer and no, not a day goes by, not a blessed day, but you're still somehow part of my life, and you won't go away, and I have to say, if you do, I'll die. I want day after day after day after day after day after day after day till the days go by, till the days go by, till the days go by. The sun comes up, I think about you. The coffee cup, I think about you. I want you so, it's like I'm losing my mind. The morning ends, I think about you. I talk to friends, I think about you. And do they know it's like I'm losing my mind? All afternoon, doing every little chore, the thought of you stays bright. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going left, not going right. I dim the lights and think about you, spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved loved me? Or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind? I want you so, it's like I'm losing my mind. All afternoon, doing every little chore, the thought of you stays bright. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going left, not going right. I dim the lights and think about you, spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved me, or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my This next choice of Stephen's is one that I've never sung before until we started doing this program, because I consider it to be the absolute property of another singer. So during the years when it might have made a little more sense for me to sing this song, I wouldn't touch it. But now that we have this little conceit going up here, I figured perhaps I could sing this delightful song for you. With my high starch collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead. In his light brown derby and his bright green tie, he was quite the handsomest of men. I started to yen, so I counted to 10. Then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding with the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. From the moment I saw him, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Bump, bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When he smiled, I could feel the car shake. He tipped his hat and took a seat. He said he hoped he hadn't stepped upon my feet. He asked my name. I held my breath. I couldn't speak because he scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Plop, plop, plop went the wheel. Stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, he stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of the line. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone can whistle, that's what they say. Easy. Anyone can whistle any old day. Easy. It's all so simple. Relax, let go, let fly. So someone tell me, why can't I can't dance a tango, I can read Greek. Easy. I can't slay a dragon any old week. Easy. What's hard is simple. What's natural comes hard. Maybe you could show me how to let go. Lower my guard. Learn to be free. Maybe if you whistle, whistle